The organization was established in 2013 by Radia al-Mutawakel and Abdul Rashid al-Faki to defend and protect human rights in Yemen. In a war climate where the rights to life, health, food and shelter are violated, where the human rights defenders are oppressed through forced disappearances and arbitrary arrests, the organization strives to identify and stop such violations. It carries out field visits and studies, monitoring and documenting with an independent team of young people in an effort to produce accurate and impartial information in this area. In light of the collected data, it makes legal assessments, it shares recommended solutions and demands with the relevant institutions and authorities, and lobbies for their enforcement. It aims to ensure that those responsible for human rights violations are identified and brought to justice, and that necessary legislation and policies are formulated to prevent these violations from being repeated. By means of films, brochures, and social media, it works to raise public awareness and inform people of their rights, and train specialists in the field of human rights. It plays a very crucial role in informing international public opinion on the calamity taking place in Yemen. Under the circumstances of war that includes the armed group of Houthis who captured the capital Sana'a and other prominent provinces, as well as the international coalition led by Saudi Arabia, which perpetually bombs the country, it endeavors to document human rights violations. Throughout this war, defined by the United Nations as the world's worst humanitarian crisis, it has informed the international community and public about the thousands of civilians, mostly women and children, that were killed and injured, as well as the hospitals, houses, marketplaces, and schools that were destroyed. It works for the cessation of the use of landmines by Houthi forces, the cleaning of landmines still buried, and the payment of reparations to victims of the mines. It follows the situation of journalists who, while in duty, were arbitrarily arrested and disappeared. The reports it has prepared are used as a reference by leading human rights organizations such as Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch. In a time when the newly organizing civil society in Yemen were silenced and lost independence, first as a result of the political polarization and then due to the war, at a time when the conflicting sides are executing smear campaigns against independent human rights organizations, it continues its efforts tirelessly and persistently. In this environment, where safe travel has become almost impossible, it strives to document the rights violations right on the spot. By effectively using social media, it announces to the world its reports about the human rights violations in the country. In a time when cities are being bombed and thousands of civilians are losing their lives in the war, it announces all the developments in the country internationally. In a time when many people are leaving the country due to difficult living conditions and grave danger to their lives, it conducts independent and impartial documentation and bravely struggles against human rights violations. Therefore, the Mwatana Organization for Human Rights.